Oh, welcome to the internet. Sand! I hate sand. It's rough, it's coarse, irritating. It gets everywhere. I'm not sure I got that quote exactly right. That's a quote worth getting it right 100%. Had to stop, got some energy in my motorcycle, courtesy of the American government.
Courtesy of the French government.
And now I'm gonna ride not straight home, a bit long ways home because it's 63 degrees. Nice. And it's Saturday. So that's 1.5 reasons. Number 2 is because, well, what's number 2? Oh yeah, I have lots of energy and I want to use it. I can take a longer way home. So I'm gonna take a longer way home. But hey, last week I said ask me anything, and many of you wrote many things. The comments last week was over 200 comments in my last video. I selected a lucky few. I selected 29 questions. And this video is going to be me answering questions from the video last week. So thank you for your questions. Allow me to use my cheat code to pull it up. And let us begin. Mahes and Moto says, "Sup Walter, how much time do you spend editing every kind of video?" Good question. So Moto Monday, when I started, it took me 8 hours to edit an episode, and then over the years I got better at it, and I could do the editing for Moto Monday in 2 hours. I was like, I was knocking that out. Finally Friday is also, it can be 2 hours, but I can get it done in 1 hour. Depends. Any other video that's not normal, that's not weekly, that's I don't do normally, high five. That was painful. Every other video takes a lot longer because I'm not used to it. Raymond Dross, hey Walter, what's the fastest MPH you've ever went on a bike? The answer is allegedly 160 of them consecutively on my first Ninja Zixer, which is ironic because that was allegedly not on an enclosed course. And I was racing on an enclosed course on my Super Duke, which is a faster, more powerful motorcycle, and I didn't even get that fast. The fastest I got was 130 on the straight. Mother of balls, my nose itches. This is a good question. The moral of the story is I'm not planning to. I just like doing what I like doing, but I have considered doing one-offs, and I have done one-offs. My nose still itches. Something I want to do. Yes, sir. All right, good conversation. One thing I've wanted to do actually is make a video reviewing this motorcycle because I have so many things I want to say about it and so many things I want people to know about it, but I haven't made the effort of doing it. But I thought about doing something like that. But anyway, doing other series like other people do, no, it's not my intention. I'm not ruling it out, but that is just not my intent.
That is not my intent.
Oh, my nose won't give up. Stop. Anyway, how do I feel about it? How do I feel about it? I want to say indifferent because that just sounds lame, but I don't know. I mean, from a job standpoint, it's bad news, but otherwise I don't really care. I mean, because it doesn't change what I do, if that makes sense, because I just want to make the videos I want to make, and that hasn't changed, and there's no reason for that to change. It doesn't matter how many people are watching. If 10,000 or 100,000 people watch, it doesn't change anything. So I don't know. I mean, I would rather more people saw or enjoyed it is more specific. I'd rather more people saw. But if it comes down to 100,000 people watch, but only 10% enjoyed it, well then those 10,000, maybe they're the ones who should be watching anyway. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter so much. I would like to tour on an electric bike sometime just to do it. In fact, I thought about contacting Zero. This is fancy. I thought about contacting Zero and said, hey, give me a motorcycle for me to customize and I'll do a tour with it, because no one does that. I'll drive from give me a Zero and I'll ride from Kansas to California on one of them, and I'll plan the whole route and I'll do the trip just to say it's possible, and I'll just do it for fun if you give me a motorcycle. I thought about that. In the future, shoot, at this point, unless it's like an event like that, it'd have to be the very distant future when electric bikes can outperform gas ones or are more convenient, which they're not there yet. Thanks, Jake Cook. I get asked this a lot. I generally don't like answering this because it's not something I know how to answer. I'm not an expert. I mean, I guess I know more than somebody who has never ridden a bike. But the general knowledge is start on a beginner level bike, which is something like a 300 to 400. There's even smaller bikes. There's 125cc motorcycles. No one would tell you to start on a liter bike. In fact, most of us, if not all of us, would advise heavily against it. Do not start on a liter bike. You can, I would advise against starting on a 600. Of course, it's possible, but you're welcoming more instances for badness. Something like a twin 650. That's not that bad. You could start on that. But the thing is, about like a 300, 400, you're gonna enjoy the heck out of it. And I would say further that if you're gonna get your first motorcycle, that's like the best opportunity to get a used bike. It'd be less expensive, less pristine. You can feel more free to drop it and learn on it. So I would just advise an entry-level bike. I hope that answers your question. What is the hardest thing about posting motorcycle videos? That one was interesting to me because there's nothing particularly hard about posting motorcycle videos, but as a fact, some part of it must be the hardest part. Y'all so slow, making me stuck. But I don't know. I hadn't thought about it. I just thought that's a good question. I guess weather. That would probably be the hardest part. What you do is dependent on many things, including weather. If the weather sucks and you have to post every week, oh, that cop didn't seem to care about the speeding Camaro. I'm the only one who cares and wants to go fast. But yeah, I'd say weather is the hardest thing. If you have to make it every week, like last week was just cold all week and rainy and I had to pick a day, but that's not hard, really. That technically is the hardest. Good question. Can you do a video describing all the gear you wear when riding and why you chose those specific items? I did do a gear review video. If I can find it, I'll link it. Sorry if I can't. And then my stuff is buried, but I did do a video with my gear. I don't know that I can make a more detailed video. I guess I could. I'm not planning to, but hopefully that video I made before suffices. Long time watcher, would you ever come to Az to ride some roads out here? We have some amazing roads for a fantastic day trip. Keep up the great content, man. Thank you, Alex. I saw your comments. Like, oh yeah, he comments all the time. I wanted to respond to one of your comments. Unless I'm remembering the state wrong, there's one reason I can think of why I'd want to go to Arizona, and that's to see Dan the Moto Man. Oh, I hope I didn't get his name wrong. I'm so sorry if I did. Other than that, I don't know anybody there, so I don't have the plans to, but I'll take your word for it. I feel like I need to read this one out loud because it's a long one, but I can't really read and drive, so I'll have to let you guys read this one. Good question. So I don't want to dwell on this one too long, but yeah, she does not slouch. Depression does affect what I do. It affects everything for everybody all the time. Good times. But long story short, there is a small part of me that lives on in motorcycles. Motorcycles are a part of me, and for the most part, motorcycles are untarnished. For the most part. I don't have a great answer for that. I wanted to address it though. Shoot, I don't know if I can offer any kind of help or advice, but the only thing I can say is probably pretty obvious. Do what you love. I love riding motorcycles. I ain't never going to change, so you gotta keep on doing it. If you could combine any two games and make a dream game, what would they be and why? I'll tell you. I'd combine Halo 2 and Halo 3, and I would call it Halo 5. And it would be the Halo 5 that we should have gotten. I saw a comment from you and I recognized you. I was like, oh yeah, you motovlog in Colorado. And I've been meaning to hit you up when I'm out there on my motorcycle to do a dual vlog with you because I think it'd be fun and I think it would make your day, which is half the reason why I'd want to do it, but I forget. So please keep bugging me about it. I would like to do that since I think you'd like to do it. But anyway, who's my inspiration? I don't want to be an asshole, but I didn't watch anyone motovlogging. I never saw motovlogging and didn't know it existed before I started doing it. I think I've told that story a few times. I thought, I'm gonna make some original, I'm gonna stick a camera on my helmet and I'll just make videos when I'm out riding. That'll be really cool. And I uploaded a few videos and then YouTube suggested similar videos. I'm like, what's this? Other people are already doing this? What's that? It's called motovlogging? Oh, well, and then I decided I'm not gonna watch those. I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing for two reasons. I don't wanna be discouraged, and I want to keep doing what I want to do, and I don't want it tarnished. I'm just going to do my own thing, and that's what I did. I did my own thing. I can't say I was particularly motivated. However, I can say I look up to some guys who've been doing it for a long time, and I don't want to be an asshole, but I do appreciate good driving. Not to say that I'm a good driver, but I can respect it. So like Royal Jordanian, I was like a fan of him, and people over in Europe who just ride around and then just record everything. And just, I don't know, I like it. I don't know if that answers your question. But thank you for the question. Have you done a charity ride? When and why? What was it about? I'll tell you, I did do one. It was in Hawaii. Harley Davidson flew me to Hawaii to ride in Harley Davidson. And I was there. I went to a charity ride called Toys for Tots. Big old biker gang in Hawaii does it every year. And I happened to be there and I did that. It was like over 1,000 motorcycles. It was huge, mostly Harleys, but all kinds of bikes. It was the biggest ride I've ever done. So yeah, I did do that. How many fridge magnets do you have? Oh shoot, I meant to physically go count. I forgot, but it's a lot. I don't use them. I just bought a bunch to hang up lights because they work that way. They're like clip magnets. There's got to be 30 of them, and I use maybe one of them. Someone's asking if I'm going to the Ace Motovlogger meetup in Florida again, and I will if ever that event is organized and I can make it. It hasn't been announced since that's Blockhead Moto's meetup in Florida. That hasn't happened since then, but I was there last time and I would go again if the event happens again. Interesting question. I have said, not to be despairing, but I think that the peak of motovlogging is over. The prime of motovlogging, it's in the past. That's happened. It's over. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. It'd be cool if there was another big surge, but I don't think it's ever going to be as popular as it was. I don't know how that affects me because I don't care. It could be that nobody watches, but this is what I like doing, and I do it for fun, so I do it. But in that sense, yeah, I suppose it'd make it harder for someone else to start up a motovlogging channel. I think it's possible, and I think the best thing you could do is do your own thing, make something more original. I mean, it's possible, but it's just the heyday has been the past, so it wouldn't be as easy as doing other kinds of content. I was so close to tail the dragon physically. I drove through Tennessee, Kentucky, whatever it was, and I realized one day, I was like 15 miles away, and I had my motorcycle on my trailer. I had my R6 at the time. I was like, I could have rode the tail of the dragon. Everyone says you have to ride. I was like, I'll never be there. Well, I just happened to be right nearby, and I didn't realize it, and I was bummed. So no, I never did. How did you get over your breakup? I need the advice. Man, my advice sucks. But basically, in this case, you have to focus on yourself, and you have to be self-sufficient. And this is going to sound really, what's the word, negative, but you can't rely on other people for happiness. Okay, so I have a question. The thingamajig on the whatchamacallit is connected by the doohickey, so in this hypothetical situation, if I unplug the thingamajig, will the doohickey overheat? Absolutely. Yes, I like peanut butter. I eat peanut butter every day, or 6 days out of the week, almost every day. I always get Jif peanut butter. Is it Jif? Whatever the 3 big letters are. And then lately I tried getting the natural one, which tastes the same to me, so I get that. Now this is such a fascinating question. I can guarantee no one has ever asked me this. Has it really been far, even as decided to use, even to want to look more like? And I don't have an answer, but it was such a good question. How long do you cook a Pop-Tart? What a great question. And the answer, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be mad. I eat Pop-Tarts raw! Give them to me raw and wriggling. I do not cook Pop-Tarts ever. I eat them raw. Will you ever sell your Super Duke? No. I expect that is the one bike I will never ever sell. I hope to balls that I won't. That would be the last motorcycle I would sell, you know? I want to never sell it. My favorite movie is something called The Book of Eli, which I doubt you've heard of, but it's my favorite. Not because it's critically the best, but because it's subjectively the best. If you're asking because you want me there, you missed it! Not that you had a chance, but no, I actually rode to Wichita like 2-3 weeks ago on my KLR, but only that one time. I went there just to watch the Chiefs game and then rode home. So that's 3 hours away from me, in case you're wondering. But once, Snakerhead Art, are you going to have a baby Waldrivik?
No.
How many women do you pick up on your bikes, and how many women hit on you? Surprisingly, possibly surprisingly to you, the answer is 0. None. I do not hit on women, and they don't hit on me. You like turtles? Because I like turtles. Of course I like turtles. Like a month ago, I found a turtle. It was as big as my hand, and I do not have small hands, I'll say that. I was so surprised. It was the biggest turtle I ever found. I'm like, this is great. He was sitting in the middle of the street. That's how I found him. So I picked him up and I set him by a park bench by the lake. I thought about putting him on the bench because I thought it'd be funny. That I realized that he'd be stuck. So I put him underneath the bench in the shade by the lake. I don't see why not. Well, that's it. That's all the questions. Thank you, guys. That was fun. I appreciate it. I hope that you are entertained by that. I'll probably do something like that again. But now I'm excited because I'm going to go home.
Make some soup. It's the best. I love it.
Quick little note. Those quotes exist in my head, and I always want to share them like that, but I'm worried about becoming demonetized, so I'm going to start flirting with it Every once in a while I'll just stick in a movie quote and see if I get flagged. That's why I don't do it, because you're not supposed to share anything like that. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start sticking in, even though it's fair use, I'm gonna start sticking in quotes like that until I get hit with something and I'm like, okay, then I'll back off. But I'm gonna start introducing those more now. Alright, well, I'm off forever. See you guys later. Bye.